I remember being 18 years old, walking downtown Flagstaff, and walking past this store, and on the window there was a big sign that said tattoo. I was intrigued by this sign. I opened the door and I walked down to this basement setting, and down there was a guy sitting behind the counter. I asked him if he had time to do a tattoo today, and he stared back at me, asked me for my ID, and said he did. I remember once he said the words that he did have time, feeling slightly nauseous, and still moving forward with making the decision to get my first tattoo. As he prepared everything, again, I felt slightly nauseous as I sat down in the chair, trying not to throw up. My palms were sweating, and I heard the humming of 35 needles buzzing in the gun that he was about to use. The thing about tattoos is everybody has a story behind why they got their tattoo or what it means to them. These stories are important to the people who have them. I believe that being informed about tattoos is very important because there's so many shops in Phoenix alone, in the world, and there's many different types of tattoos that you can get. It's really good to be informed because this is a commitment that you are going to make for the rest of your life. Today we're going to talk about tattoos being an art form. They are a cultural tradition, and they are a permanent purchase. They're a work of art. Let's talk about this first. Katie McGrath, a journalist in New York City, she writes for a website that's called artsy.com. Bruce Levy, who is a profound tattoo artist, says that tattooing is an art that walks around with someone for as long as they live. He also says that tattoos are very powerful visual language. The Medical Pathology Museum is in Tokyo, at the University of Tokyo. Dr. Fuski, he is a pathologist. He believes that tattoos are so much of an art form that he has 105 pieces of skin. That's right, 105 pieces of skin that he has asked people to donate to him once they have passed away. If people could not afford these tattoos, he would buy them. He would buy the tattoos for the people in exchange for him being able to display them in his art museum. Some people have tattoos as cultural traditions. In Japan, there's a Metropolis magazine, and in this magazine it says, Japan is commonly known to have a complex relationship with tattoos. Inking is a rite of passage. 16,000 years ago, in the Jomon era, they used to identify their tribes. In the Edo era, from 1603 to 1868, they had two different types of meanings. One was for masculinity, and the other was to mark the criminals. You would know if a criminal had a marking because there would be a center right in the middle of their forehead, or it would be on their arms, very visible, so people could know that that was the mark of a criminal. Another culture where tattoos are very common are with Samoans. Joyce, she's a journalist with the Tattoo Inker, and she says, the visual representation of one's life and the pain suffered to get the tattoo, along with undergoing the extensive and painful process of getting the tattoo itself. In the Samoan culture, tattoos symbolize status and rank. Next, tattoos can be used as identifiers. Some of you may know that gang affiliation, they will use tattoos to identify the gang that they're in. There's a correctional officer, and he wrote an article saying 15 prison tattoos and their meanings. The difference between an outline and a filled tattoo, a teardrop, is that one of them means that you attempted a murder. Another one that's filled in says that you completed a murder. The teardrop has been popularized by rappers and celebrities, but remains a staple in prison. Those are with newbies behind bars that have a teardrop will gain enemies very fast. let's talk about the cost of fresh ink. The thing today, with social media being so prevalent, is that you can go on social media and you can find a tattoo shop. A lot of people will find their tattoo artist by searching on multitudes of different social sites. It's really a good idea to have a consultation with your artist, and most shops require it of them. You have to be 18 to sign for yourself, or if you're under 18 and your guardian agrees, then your guardian can sign for you. A deposit is required, and that goes toward the total cost of your tattoo. Let's wrap up. I will leave you with this. My body is a journal, and tattoos are my story. This is said by Johnny Depp. If you want to get to know someone, ask them about their ink. Thank you.